There's a silent enemy, more dangerous than failure. It doesn't shout. It doesn't hurt. It feels good, even safe. It's called comfort hand. It's the most beautiful trap ever designed. Every great dream has been murdered by the cozy hands of comfort. Not because people weren't capable, but because they were comfortable enough not to try. A ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are built for. Asterisk, asterisk, look around you. How many people wake up, live the same day over and over again, and call it a life? They settle. They conform. They choose familiarity over freedom, routine over risk, and comfort over growth. But the truth is, brutal comfort is a cage. It's lined with cushions of convenience and walls of predictability. But make no mistake, locks your potential away, just out of reach. The longer you stay in it, the more it convinces you this is all there is. And before you know it, you're not living. You're just existing. Growth never happens in the comfort zone. Everything meaningful, every victory, every breakthrough was born in discomfort. The muscles of your mind, your spirit, and your will are only strengthened under pressure. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Neil Donald. Walsh, you weren't born to repeat yesterday. You were born to evolve. And evolution demands disruption. If your goals don't scare you, then you're dreaming too small. Fear is not the enemy, comfort is. There is nothing wrong with enjoying moments of peace, but when peace becomes a prison, you must choose war. The war against your own limitations. The fight against mediocrity. You want to live free. Then stop clinging to what's easy. Burn the bridge back to your comfort zone. Replace the fear of failure with the fear of regret. Because one day, you'll realize that the chains holding you back were never real. They were made of excuses, fear, and hesitation. You don't need permission to break free. You just need courage. Comfort kills ambition more effectively than failure ever could. Anonymous, your destiny is not waiting for you in comfort. It's waiting on the other side of your effort, your resilience, your willingness to be uncomfortable again and again. So today, break the routine. Do the hard thing. Chase the goal that terrifies you. Step into the arena. Because nothing great has ever come from standing still. Comfort is a cage. And you were never meant to live behind bars. Break free. Asterisk, asterisk, comfort doesn't announce itself. As the villain, it feels like a warm blanket, a familiar habit, a safe choice. It whispers, "You've done enough," when deep down you know you haven't scratched the surface of your potential. It disguises itself as peace, but slowly becomes paralysis. The more you embrace it, the harder it becomes to break away. Day by day, comfort conditions you to avoid discomfort at all costs, which means avoiding the very things that make you grow. It's a silent force, creeping in with every skipped opportunity, every excuse to wait until tomorrow, and every time you choose ease over effort. While you're busy enjoying temporary ease, your edge is dulling, your hunger is fading, and your future is quietly being postponed. Comfort is clever because it convinces you that you're fine just where you are. It tells you that striving for more is unnecessary, even risky. And because it rarely brings immediate consequences, you don't notice the damage being done. You don't realize that the longer you stay comfortable, the more your dreams gather dust, your energy fades, and your vision narrows. Comfort won't destroy you in a date, will quietly erode your ambition over years. It's the sweet poison that tastes like safety but kills your drive from within. What feels like peace is sometimes just potential left untapped in progress. Left behind. There is nothing inherently wrong with routine, in fact. Routines can build discipline, create structure, and improve focus. But when routine lacks direction, when it becomes a mindless cycle with no meaningful aim, it transforms from a system of growth into a silent trap. Waking up each day to do the same tasks, think the same thoughts, and feel the same emotions, without striving toward a higher purpose begins to drain the spirit. It dulls creativity, numbs passion, and makes time feel like it's slipping through your fingers. You start to move through life on autopilot, going through motions instead of making moves. Days blend into weeks, and weeks into years, and suddenly, you're not building a life, you're repeating one. A purposeless routine is like running on a treadmill. You expend energy, but you never move forward. You convince yourself you're being productive simply because you're busy, but activity without intention is just distraction. The danger lies in how easy it becomes to settle into this rhythm. You get used to the predictability, the safety, the false sense of achievement. But deep inside, a quiet dissatisfaction grows. It's the feeling that you're meant for more, but you're too stuck to reach for it. This kind of routine doesn't support you, it suffocates you slowly. It's a loop disguised as stability, and the longer you stay inside it, the harder it becomes to remember what freedom and purpose actually feel like. Real growth is forged in the fire of challenge, not in the glow of ease. It's uncomfortable because it forces you to stretch beyond what you already know, to question who you've been, and to rise into someone you haven't yet become. Discomfort is the classroom where strength is taught, courage is learned, and resilience is earned. It pushes you to confront your fears, face your weaknesses, and wrestle with your limits. Whether it's starting a new venture, facing a painful truth, or walking into uncertainty. Every significant leap forward begins with the willingness to be uncomfortable. This is where character is built, on the edge of your comfort zone, in the space where risk meets possibility. Discomfort doesn't just challenge your patience or discipline, it rewires your mindset. When you repeatedly step into situations that stretch you, you train yourself to become adaptable, focused, and mentally tougher. You stop avoiding difficulty and start embracing it as a tool. The gym doesn't build muscle without strain, the mind doesn't sharpen without pressure, and the soul doesn't evolve without being tested. Discomfort is not your enemy, it's your personal trainer. Every time you choose discomfort over ease, you choose growth over stagnation. It's proof that you're alive, engaged, and evolving into someone stronger than you were yesterday. Failure has a visible cost. It hurts, it embarrasses, and it teaches. But comfort is dangerous because its cost is invisible until it's too late. It lulls you into inaction with soft promises. You're okay where you are. It's not the right time, or you don't need to take that risk. And so, dreams are quietly abandoned, not with a loud crash, but with a silent surrender. While failure offers feedback and growth, comfort offers excuses. You begin to delay, to wait, to rationalize why now isn't the moment until years have passed, and the window you once had has closed. Many people will go to their graves, never knowing what they could have become, not because they tried and failed, but because they chose comfort and never tried at all. There is something tragic about unpursued potential. The artist who never painted, the writer who never wrote, the entrepreneur who never started, all victims, not of failure, but of comfort. Comfort convinces people to stay where it's safe, to avoid rejection, to keep expectations low. And while they may avoid the sting of failure, they also miss the joy of triumph, the lessons of struggle, and the pride of having dared greatly. At least failure proves you were in the game. Comfort keeps you on the sidelines, watching life pass by, always wondering what could have been if you had just taken that one brave step. Dreams don't die in battle, they die in stillness. In the arms of comfort, fear often gets a bad reputation, but in truth, it's one of the most honest emotions we experience. It shows up when we're about to do something that matters, when you're standing on the brink of change, starting a business, speaking your truth, moving to a new place. Fear rises not because you're weak, but because you're stepping into unfamiliar ground. That's where growth happens. Fear is a signal that you are about to evolve. It's a compass pointing toward what's worth pursuing, not a barrier to avoid. Most people run from fear, but the brave lean into it. They understand that behind that wall of fear is a new version of themselves, waiting to be unlocked. Stagnation, on the other hand, is silent and seductive. It tells you that everything is fine as it is. It flatters your ego by saying, "Why change?" And without even realizing it, you begin to stand still, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You stop challenging yourself, stop taking risks, and start playing it safe. You convince yourself that this comfort is success, but deep down, you feel the emptiness. Fear may shake your voice or quicken your heartbeat, but stagnation robs you of your fire. It keeps you where you are, while life moves on without you. It is not fear that stops people from becoming great, it's the decision to stay still because staying still feels easy. From the moment you were born, your very existence has been shaped by overcoming obstacles. As a baby, you struggled to walk, falling over and over, yet you never gave up. That instinct to rise after every fall wasn't taught, it was built into you. Your body, your mind, and your spirit were engineered to grow through challenge. Muscles grow only when pushed. Wisdom emerges only through experience. Resilience is forged through pain, not pampering. When life gets hard, it's not a sign that something's wrong, it's proof that something is working. Challenges are the sharpening tools of your potential, carving out strength, clarity, and grit. Every struggle is a hidden invitation to unlock a deeper layer of who you are meant to become. Convenience, on the other hand, is like soft sand underfoot, feels good, but provides no grip to move forward. When everything comes too easily, you lose the hunger to pursue more. You become numb to the thrill of progress and blind to your own untapped power. A comfortable life may seem appealing, but it weakens the very muscles needed to live a meaningful one. The truth is, you are not wired to coast, you are wired to climb. Every time you embrace discomfort and lean into a challenge, you're living in alignment with your design. You were not born to exist in the soft safety of convenience. You were born to rise, to build, and to conquer, no matter how steep the path. There's a difference between rest and resignation. Rest is vital. It recharges you, gives clarity, and strengthens your spirit. But when peace lingers too long without purpose, it mutates into complacency. You stop chasing, stop questioning, stop climbing. You begin to settle for good enough instead of striving for great. That kind of peace is deceptive. It feels like balance, but it's secretly draining your ambition. It quiets your urgency, dampens your fire, and convinces you that striving is no longer necessary. Slowly, the goals that once thrilled you fade into the background as you get used to the stillness. Even if it means you're no longer moving forward, the most dangerous peace is the one that comes without growth. It's the kind that convinces you you're happy, when deep down, you know you've stopped evolving. Progress may bring struggle and discomfort, but it also brings fulfillment, direction, and purpose. A peaceful life without forward motion is like a calm sea with no wind. You're afloat, but you're not going anywhere. You may feel safe, but you're also stuck. That kind of peace is not a reward, it's a warning. It tells you that you've stopped stretching, stopped risking, and started sleeping on your potential. Peace without progress is not tranquility. It's quiet surrender in disguise. No one rises without first shaking the ground they're standing on. Growth demands disruption, the kind that rattles your patterns, questions your beliefs, and disturbs the routines you've clung to for safety. Every breakthrough, whether personal or professional, begins with an intentional interruption of the norm. You can't build a new life while living the same old habits. If you want to go further, you must challenge everything that has kept you where you are. That often means stepping into discomfort, rejecting outdated versions of yourself, and letting go of the comfort that no longer serves you. You can't transform and stay the same, it's one or the other. Disruption isn't chaos. It's clarity in disguise. It feels like confusion at first, because you're tearing down familiar mental structures and questioning what you've always believed about yourself or the world. But through that mess comes insight. It's in those moments of uncertainty that creativity is born, confidence is rebuilt, and strength is rediscovered. The process may be messy, but it's necessary. No invention, no reinvention, no revelation has ever occurred without something being broken first. And often, what needs to be broken is not something external, but the internal narratives and fears that have kept you playing small. Comfort convinces you that you need stability, but in truth, you need momentum. You need to be shaken out of your patterns to remember you were made for more. Think of every success story you admire. None of them began with someone staying put. They all made bold moves. They all chose to disturb their own peace in pursuit of something greater. Disruption is not destruction, it's transformation. And it is only through the courage to disrupt your current life that you create space for the life you truly want. Risk feels scary in the moment. It's unpredictable, uncertain, and often uncomfortable. But risk also holds the key to possibility. When you take a leap, whether it's starting a new path, speaking your truth, or walking away from what no longer serves, you open the door to growth, change, and potential. You may stumble, you may even fall, but in every risk lies a lesson, a story, a spark. Failure from risk is temporary, but the wisdom you gain is lasting. On the other hand, the cost of not trying is rarely felt immediately, but it grows over time. It sits in your chest quietly, becoming a heavy weight of what if. Regret doesn't show up in the bold moments of your life, shows up in the quiet ones, in the silences between your dreams and your decisions. In the years where you told yourself you weren't ready. It arrives late, uninvited, and unforgiving. And unlike risk, which passes with time, regret lingers. It haunts you with memories of chances you didn't take, ideas you never explored, and the person you could have been. Risk is the price of freedom. Regret is the price of fear. And when you avoid risk to stay comfortable, you unknowingly sign up for a lifetime of wondering what could have been. Most people don't look back on their lives and wish they'd played it safer. They wish they'd been braver. They wish they'd started the business, taken the trip, written the book, or had the hard conversation. Time doesn't rewind, and missed moments don't return. The fear you feel before taking a risk is momentary, but the regret you feel for not trying can last forever. The truth is, you don't regret failing. You regret not finding out how far you could have gone. So while risk may bruise your ego, regret bruises your soul. And between the two, risk is always the lighter load to carry. Your comfort zone is designed for predictability. It's the space where everything feels manageable, safe, and familiar. But the very nature of greatness requires you to stretch beyond what feels easy. Miracles, whether they come in the form of personal breakthroughs, major accomplishments, or radical transformations, are not born in routine. They live in the unknown, in the decisions that make your heart race, in the moments that challenge your identity. If you're always doing what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always had. The life you dream of, the version of yourself that inspires you, the success you crave, they all exist just outside the boundary of what feels comfortable. Staying in your comfort zone is like walking in circles inside a small room and expecting to see a new view out the window. You can't experience elevation while clinging to the ground. Miracles require motion, and motion begins with courage. The courage to try something new, to risk failure, to face discomfort head-on. The people who achieve the extraordinary aren't necessarily more talented or more fortunate. They're simply more willing to step outside the safety net and face the possibility of falling. That step into the unknown is where growth accelerates, where opportunity finds you, and where life becomes unpredictable in the best possible way. Inside your comfort zone, everything is controlled, but nothing changes. Outside of it, Everything is uncertain, but transformation becomes possible. It's in those uncertain spaces that the magic happens. You meet new people, develop new skills, and discover new levels of strength within yourself. Miracles don't require perfection, they require movement. They require a willingness to leave the shore and brave the open sea. Because while comfort gives you calm, discomfort gives you wings. And until you're ready to break the limits of your comfort, you'll never touch the miracles waiting for you, just beyond it. So now, the choice is yours. You can stay where it's warm, predictable, and familiar, or you can rise. Rise into uncertainty, rise into discomfort, rise into the version of yourself that your comfort zone will never allow you to meet, because every dream you have, every goal you envision, every breakthrough you craved, they're not hiding from you. They're just waiting for you to break free. Don't let your life be defined by ease. Let it be defined by effort, by courage, by the relentless pursuit of something greater than safety. The only thing standing between you and your potential is the comfort you refuse to leave behind. Unknown, this is your time. Tear down the walls, smash the cage. Step boldly into the unknown, because you were never meant to live small. Comfort is a cage, and you were born to fly.